Fear is the mind killer, but also fear of victory. What's happening, everybody?
And the agony of the Scarecrow.
The Scarecrow. That's right. The return of Scarecrow, guys. Talk about a perfect weekend. You know, Dune just came out. And obviously, you got the quote of fear is a mind killer. And we're dealing with an episode that's called Fear of Victory. So a lot of fear happening this weekend.
Fear us.
Yes, fear us. And you just got off a stream just talking about Dune right now. So
for about 2 hours, yeah. So this is hour 3 for me, baby.
That's right.
This is the commitment that I have to you, Dave, and our viewers when it comes to Batman.
Oh, that's what I love. I love that. And speaking of Batman, do you see this right here? Oh, I got something. Guys. I didn't show it on the vodka stream, but I got something. It's just a replica of the 89 Batman Batarang right here. There it is. Oh, and it folds. It folds. Look at all that. It's got magnets in it too. It's so good. Look at that.
That is gorgeous, man.
Yeah,
that is gorgeous.
Yeah, I went because like when I went to go see Dune, I went to like a different spot because I was like, I got to see it full on IMAX, biggest screen I can. Different mall. So then, of course, I got there early and just walked around the mall. And there was like this shop that had all kinds of stuff. And sure enough, right there was this. I went, it was in a case. And I was like, that. Can I get that? Yeah.
You
know, so not too shabby. So there you go. I got the replica Batman 89 Batarang right there. Love it.
That's such a sweet ass Batarang.
Yes, it is. Such a, especially when you see it at the beginning and you get that click in that shot.
And he goes
before you. Yeah.
Yes.
So good. But yes, guys, we're going to be talking about Fear of Victory, which is the second appearance of the Scarecrow redesigned. Thank God.
Yes.
He doesn't look like a balloon with eyes.
He does not look like a balloon with eyes. And in broadcast order would have been the first appearance of Dick Grayson as Robin.
True. Technically, the second one, because obviously, in production order, we already saw him in Christmas with the Joker. But in this one, we're getting we're going to get the dick scared out of us. Yes, I did say that in the tweet.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, yeah. I was like, come on. That was a good tweet. I was like, come on.
It was very Dave. It was a very Dave tweet. Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm going to talk about, when I tweeted it out, I was like, well, of course, fear is the mind killer, but we got Fear of Victory. And then
I could see you writing that tweet going.
Oh, yeah. When I was making sure, I was like, okay, no missed words, no typos or anything. Cool. I was like, I'm proud of that tweet. Because, Dick goes, he gets through the ringer right here, man.
Yeah, he does really.
He gets the shit scared at, which is, it's a good story plot. It adds to the plot of all of this. And, because obviously the episode starts off where we're at.
Hold on, before we start the episode.
Oh, go ahead.
No, we have the title card.
Yes, the title card's gorgeous, as you can see, Blake behind us. Yeah,
exactly. The score is gorgeous,
of course.
But I had a moment where I went, "Wait a minute, that score is gorgeous," and I did a little research.
Oh,
it is the exact same music that played over the "Nothing to Fear" title card from the first appearance. It's not a new piece of music.
Oh, it's not even new.
It's not even new.
Well, hey, if it's not
literally. It's literally the music that played over the "Nothing to Fear" title card. And I went, oh, you're kidding me. Really? That's kind of funny.
Oh, man. I mean, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
It wasn't broke because that's a creepy piece of music.
It's a great score. And thank you for everybody showing up. Eric, Mr. Jason, good to see you. That's right, Lane. And Dave is right. There you go. That's better. After this, I will watch. Okay, there you go, Mr. Venom. Do that.
Awesome.
Brett, good to see you too. All right. Dodgers are losing as they are 4-1. Ooh. It's okay though. I'm not here to talk about Dodgers. We're here to talk about Batman. But yeah, that score. So that's interesting. Yeah, I knew it didn't sound like it was anything like, but it still sounds really good.
It's gorgeous.
But yeah, it opens up and this is funny because so we get to Gotham State University. And this, we're starting off the football game. We got this quarterback named Brian Rogers. But I mean, this is what I love about this series is the fact that it's like you just don't. You're trying to figure out what are they going for when it comes to a timeline because you got these football players that are wearing the leather helmets. I mean, how long has it been since football's been played with these leather helmets?
I honestly don't know. Like,
I don't know either. But it's just, I mean, I remember there was a movie with George Clooney and I think
Leatherheads.
Yeah,
Yes.
Leatherheads that came out that was talking about, and I'm sure that was like the 1930s, 40s, or something like
40s,
that.
because the whole point is that if I remember correct, the whole point is that all the young guys are off fighting World War II, so they had to, something like that. I just remember the movie coming out. Because the other thing that happened to me was that I was watching like the quarterback who's like doing something, and I'm watching him like run down the field. I'm like, that's not how you carry a football. I mean, he's not protecting the ball. It's like literally just like one-handed.
Yeah. Now he's very, very willy-nilly when it comes to running with that football. It's like, dude, careful. You're gonna fumble that thing. You're gonna fumble that. But that was just one of the things that I noticed. And then so we're in Dick's dorm room with that I guess he shares it with this guy, or maybe the guy
they're roommates.
Yeah, they're roommates. They're dorm room.
Yeah, they're roommates. And I thought this was interesting because something we didn't get in Christmas with the Joker, which is why, once again, if you talk about the whole production order versus broadcast order, I appreciate, I felt like this makes a stronger first appearance of Dick Grayson episode because it right off the bat establishes, hey, our Dick Grayson's in college.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we know where his age is, where he lands when it comes to all that. I mean, I can't wait to get to Robin's Reckoning. Oh God! That's gonna be a good one. Two-parter. So so good. But so yeah, we're getting there, and again, it's funny too because they're watching like a black and white TV, but yet Robin has like this crazy remote that you see. I even wrote, I was all Dick's remote. Sorry, I meant to say Dick, but yeah, Dick's remote. It's like this crazy remote, but I'm like, for that black and white TV, you need that kind of an elaborate remote. I'm like, I don't know about that, but again, it's just I love the aesthetics that they have in this series with the so old timey because even when it comes to the football games, I mean, they have the announcers up in the booth that are announcing throughout the stadium. And it's not like it's announcing on TV. It's like doing that thing where it's announcing throughout the stadium. And I always found that kind of weird. Like when you watch movies, like A League of Their Own always comes to mind when it comes to that. It's like you have a commentator literally doing that for the people in the stands. And you kind of go doesn't that distract maybe that's why they stopped doing that, was because that's a little too distracting for the players, especially when you're going wow, they're having a terrible game right now. And it's like, you don't want to fucking hear that when you're in the huddle. It's it just seems that kind of goes against all that. So I think that's probably one of the things where yeah, let's not do that anymore. Just announce who's up to bat or what's going to happen in the game. And then we'll leave the commentary to the people at home that are watching it on TV. Makes sense.
Well, another thing for the time period is telegrams.
Yeah, I know. Telegrams play a big part in this. Well,
even when Bozeman has to give the someone sent you a telegram, but yet you're still expected to tip the guy who gave you
yeah.
I have to pay you to get my mail.
Exactly. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. And, and it's funny too, because what they do well in this as well, when it comes to what's on the TV, is you have Bozeman's bloopers, which shows other athletes that are losing their shit. He's going hey, there's so many bloopers this week. Look at this and look at that. So it kind of establishes hey, something interesting is happening here, because you got these players. I mean, you literally see a hockey goalie that rips the net out and hides in the net, the goalie. Mm-hmm. He's so freaked out. And then you got a tennis star that is freaked out by the ball. You're like, okay, so they're establishing something's going on here with these sports figures. And then, of course, we get to the point where, we get this weird looking dude with a crazy mustache. He's kind of small. And just totally here's a telegram kind of thing. And that's where it goes south for Mr. Rogers as well as Mr. Grayson.
Exactly. Yeah. I do love the fact that when we cut to the football game where Dick's roommate has the freak out, I love the fact that the team they're playing is called State Tech, Wow, you really tried hard to come up with a name for that other school, didn't you?
State Tech. Yeah, they really reached into their bag of like, hey, what should we call that? Just put Tech. Just put Tech. State Tech. What? Okay. So we got Gotham State University, and now we got State Tech. Okay, so hey, whatever works, you know.
Well, I think it just goes to the fact that it's like they didn't want to. They never want to actually tell you what state Gotham's in.
Yeah, exactly. We never. I remember watching Batman and Robin, and when they were talking about the telescope and everything on there, they actually show the United States, and they actually show on a map where Gotham is. And I remember that being like one of the first times I was like, so it's okay, East Coast, kind of close to New York. You know, I was like one of those things because you never really know exactly where Gotham City is. You don't, it's never full. Has it ever been fully revealed in the source material, like in any of the books?
Honestly, you've gotten anywhere from like sort of a Connecticut area. I always think like New Jersey. Because if I think of the weirdest thing for me in the DC universe is when there's Metropolis, but they also acknowledge that New York City is all, because in my mind, it's always been like Metropolis is New York City, and then Gotham is like across, like is like Jersey City, it's like Jersey City or something.
Like, see, and that's what's awesome was like what I think Zack Snyder. I mean, he kind of thought that too. That's why like when BVS came about, he's like, yeah, Gotham is just right across the bay right here. And it's almost like a New York, like Jersey kind of setting. And, you know, some people didn't like that, but it was like, well, where do you think it is then? I mean, to be honest, I thought that was actually pretty cool that it was just like, it's like right there. Like it's
right.
that close.
And that's the thing about the DC universe is always interesting is that when they try to put actual cities, when really in my mind, the fake cities are those, like Star City is Seattle, Central City and Keystone City are like Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. Like, that's how it always worked for me. Like Coast City was always like, oh, I don't like San Diego, like San Francisco, San Diego, or something. Like it always made sense that the fake cities replaced the real world cities instead of, you get that funny thing where like, but there's a New York too in the DC universe. It's like,
I know. I mean,
about that.
That's why, like in the Marvel universe, they were like, "No, fuck that. We're just using the real shit." We're like, "No, let's just have the real cities." Spider-Man's in New York. It's that's 100%
in New York.
It's just like, we're just gonna have the real cities. But so they get the telegram, and it says, "Only a fool knows no fear." That's what it says on there. So it's like, all right, weird.
I'm betting on it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm betting on it. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's that. Nice little pun right there, right? So then we see Crane obviously get in the car, and he, we don't see, but there's a shot of the passenger seat where he just, the mustache and the hat takes off. I mean, I think Batman would be I think Bruce would be a little disappointed and be like, did you not think it was suspicious that some weirdo and like, this get up and a mustache was just, with a telegram? Did you not think, come on, what have I taught you here, Dick? Come on.
Oh, there's a moment like that.
There is.
Batman gets a little sassy later in this episode, so we'll talk about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. There does come a moment, but it's just like, I was like, come on, Dick, man, come on. You got to, the warning, the red flags have to go off, man, if you want to be this detective crime fighter. So then, of course, we go to the game, and Rogers is losing his shit. Like he just is not playing a good game, and he's sweating, and he's in the huddle, just like what, everybody's going, what the hell's going on? And then it finally takes over him where when we got some rushers that are coming at him as he's about to throw, like they just turn into like demons or whatever the hell, monsters. And so we finally get a sense of like, okay, something weird's happening. And of course, Dick is in the stands, and he's like, what the hell too? But it's weird because what I like about this episode is like, we know that Scarecrow has something to do with something, and that telegram has something to do with something, but we don't know exactly how it all works because Dick is fine, and he was there in the dorm room when they received the telegram, but Rogers is losing his shit, and we're like, so it's kind of funny when, like, I mean, obviously we know we watched it when we were younger and stuff, but just revisiting it, I just like how the story is structured like that, because we're kind of going like, well, how is Scarecrow getting to these athletes? It's just we're trying to figure out how it works, and we eventually do. But I like the fact that it's that there's that kind of element to this story.
Well, there's an expository trigger to let us know, like, when is this going to kick in? Like, you've all been exposed, but when do you show it?
Exactly.
And I think that's very interesting, because then he jumps in the field, they check in on him, and and then we cut to the Batmobile. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. There was a little thing that happened in the Batmobile that never occurred to me until rewatching it. They're in the car. They're by themselves. No one's around, Dave. No one's listening. They call each other Batman and Robin in private. Never occurred to me until this rewatch.
Oh man, it's like on the rooftop in Dark Knight Rises when that's what that feels like. It's like, dude, stop doing the voice, man. You're by yourself. Yeah, no, you kind of think like, but I mean, I get, it's one of those things where it's just like,
it just struck me. I was like, Batman.
Yeah,
you're in the car. You're literally in the car.
I mean, respect to the Marvel Cinematic Universe when when even Peter Parker goes like, oh, so we're using our superhero names. It's like
using our big names.
That, yeah. Yes, even in No Way Home, when Doctor Strange is like, hey, we saved the world together. You don't have to and then Peter goes, all right, Steven, he just kind of tells him that. And, he goes, that's a little weird, but I'm all right with it. It's just like, so they do make note of that. It's like, I actually like the fact of that they're poking fun at that whole thing, because it's like, yeah, you know who these guys are. You don't have to but when you're in public, yes, by all means, but when you're alone, you could at first name basis. It's fine.
I'm sorry to do it, but it's like,
no, it's fine.
I really was like, I never saw that. I never realized that.
I actually didn't even really notice that this time. I really didn't. The only thing I noticed is like, wow, talk about dumb luck of, driving. And as they're talking, he sees that pearl diamond necklace show up, that just hits the ground right there. And, a couple of thieves are up on a ledge, just kind of like doing a really bad job of robbing
like
this jewelry store or whatever. Yeah, because they're spilling. And it's like, wow, you guys are not doing a good job, because guess what? Got Batman and Robin patrolling the area, and you just gave away what you're doing, and now you're effed. You're effed. Pretty good.
By the way, did you know who one of those robbers was?
The guy who does Gordon's voice.
Yes,
I spotted it. I was hearing. I'm like, that sounds a little bit like what's his name that does Gordon's voice?
Bob Hastings. Yeah,
Bob Hastings. There you go. Yeah, I spotted it, so I was good. I think Scott might try to ask me about that one. I think I got that one. I even wrote it down too. I was all Gordon's voice. I was like, Gordon's voice. Here you go. I'm learning.
I have trained you well, sir.
Exactly. Thank you. Yes. But so yeah, we get this, and this is where we start. So this is where we started getting to realize that Robin is not okay. Now we start to see like, oh shit, he's starting to freak out, and they do it very well too.
Oh, that vertigo was like,
oh dude. Like the way the animation is and the disorder. I mean, like you see like his feet, and you just see that how high he is, and just the way that they do it with the animation. It's just so.
And then that beautiful spinning thing.
Yes. Oh, God. You started going, if I was watching this on an IMAX screen, I'd be like, I'd be freaking out a little bit, man.
Only nitpick I have at this point is, why does rope stop?
Yeah, that's true. There's
like there didn't seem to be like a reason why his grappling thing, like,
other than dramatic effect.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, well, that was convenient. I'm sorry, I'm being nitpicked the guy tonight. I don't know why, but it's like
it's fine. That's what we do.
These little random things. I'm just like, that's odd. But no, but the vertigo thing was like, like I was watching on my iPad. I was like it made me like shudder,
dude. And and it really shows what I really like about the fact that Robin is now losing his shit it kind of puts in perspective of what these two do. I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, this is just something that Batman naturally does, and Robin, but mainly we've seen just Batman do it, where it's like, and he's going up like how many stories high, it's swinging like crazy. We had so many episodes where the last episode where he just took Thorn for a fucking ride. I mean, literally just leaped off the ledge and then used the grappling gun to, of course, save their asses. But I mean, yeah, it kind of puts in perspective of like, yeah, you guys are doing some crazy shit, where us normies are like, no.
Yeah, the only thing that ever gave me that kind of perspective is like the Arkham games or like Assassin's Creed when you like jump off a building. It's like,
oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's some I mean, even going to like the new Batman trailer. I mean, when he does the whole squirrel suit thing, we're gonna get like a POV shot of that. I'm like going, all right, seeing that. I remember seeing The Dark Knight in IMAX, and the shot when he's in Hong Kong and he's about to just leap off, and it just looks overhead. My stomach dropped. Like I literally went, I went, oof, man. My stomach, like my stomach literally dropped. So I'm actually really looking forward to seeing when we see in the Batman, which I got to see. You did too.
I did too.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous in an IMAX screen. Oh, so good. I was like, I smiled and I was like, oh man, can you play it? I wanted to play it again.
Like, do it again.
Yeah. Please just replay it, man. But
can I see this one instead of the Eternal trailer for the umpteenth
I know,
time?
right? I know it, seriously. I'm like, okay, I get it. I've seen this Turtles trailer how many times now? Shit.
Yeah.
But anyways,
going back to the animation though, did you spot this? That when Batman reaches over to grab Robin, his reflection is in the window.
Mm-hmm. So good.
So good.
Oh man.
The animation is so good this episode.
It's just great. And then you got the thieves. I mean, I don't know exactly how they're doing this, but they are pushing little, blocks.
They have a crowbar, Dave. Don't you know?
I know that's a crowbar could do anything, especially, chip away where a freaking gargoyle statue is, and they can. I was just kind of going, man, those are some specialized crowbars they got right there. That's for damn sure. But of course, you got that effect going because Batman's still trying to get up there, and he's basically getting to a point where it's like, all right, he's losing, and then he grabs on, and he's like, Robin, and he's reaching, like reaching out to Robin, and Robin is just totally just holding on for dear life, just going, I can't. And it's a very intense scene. It's like when your partner is just unable to do what he's supposed to do. I mean, Jesus Christ, what do you do? But of course, he's Batman. He's gonna figure it out. He's gonna get there.
Well, what he's going to do is he's going to swing through a window with a half-naked lady in a bathrobe.
In a robe with some cleavage.
Yeah.
With some cleavage. And she goes, oh. And then she goes, oh. And it's just like, it's just funny because he just swings. Her window is wide open.
I know, right? Yeah.
It's like he just got out of the shower.
Well, and what I love too is like when he gets up, he walks out the door, and there's just like that little whimsical do, like little cute little,
and then he
music.
gives a smirk,
and he's like, bye.
Yeah, he gives a little smirk, walks out the front door, and it's just like, oh man, but it's just one of those moments just to break the tension, I guess you could,
yeah, it's funny though because he's like, ugh.
Yeah. So then, of course, Batman makes it up to the rooftop and gets the thieves, and then it's a nice little moment where he just he grapples down, grabs Robin, and Robin is just like, what? He's just going, what the hell just happened? I mean, he's on the ground, leaned up against the Batmobile, just like, I just couldn't. He just couldn't do it, and he's just freaking out, like. And, it's just one of those vulnerable moments of a hero just going like, this should be easy. But I just was like, I lost my shit, and it's sad, you're just like, damn. So then, let's see. He doesn't know what happened. And then we go back. We're actually in Dick's dorm now. And it's kind of funny. It's like, well, what happened to Rogers? Is he in the, maybe he's in the hospital or something like that. But it's like, man, you just got Batman and Robin in a dorm, and it's just kind of cool. But it has to happen because Batman knows something. There hasn't been something that happened. You know?
And this part, it takes on a whole new meaning for someone who lived through like the early 2000s, because when they pick up the telegram and you see the dust on their gloves, sorry, anyone who lived through the anthrax scare.
That's exactly what I thought too. Yeah. When that whole thing was going on, when they were sending anthrax like letters to
members of Congress.
Yes, that's really what and it's kind of cool too, because I mean, obviously obviously like the first time that Dick handled this, bare hands. Now you got gloves on. So now we're kind of going, okay, so when you get exposed, this powder sinks into your flesh, and then that's how it gets into your system, because obviously it's not so much where maybe you're like inhaling it, because maybe it's just like a substance on there. It's not like in the air exactly at the moment.
No, it's got to be absorbed.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't affect Batman because he's wearing, his gloves. So.
Exactly. And so then we get to that. And then this kind of where we're like, Batman goes like, hey, or was it later? I'm trying to remember, like drawing a blank, because we were kind of saying like, does like Batman kind of bust Robin's balls a little bit?
He busts his balls later.
Yeah. Oh, it's later. Okay. It wasn't later, right here. Yeah. I was like trying to remember exactly. But so then we get back to and this is kind of funny too, because we get back to the Batcave, and Batman has a bunch of cats.
I know, right?
You know what I wrote right here?
What'd you?
I wrote, Batman has cats he tests on. Selina would be pissed. Like, I don't think she would be happy that he's got some cats that he's testing things on, Selina would not be too happy about this. So that was what I wrote. I was like, oh, okay. So, because that's what we finally figure out, that when it comes to this powder, that what activates it is adrenaline.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why when these athletes, when it starts triggering, because obviously they're playing and there's a bunch of adrenaline happening. So that's why when Dick was at the game and just kind of ran on the field, he didn't have adrenaline pumping really then. So it didn't trigger yet. It was only until he was grappling hook up a fucking, big ass skyscraper.
Yeah.
That's when the adrenaline kicked in and he started losing his shit. So that's why I just kind of love the fact that it's just the story is progressing and we're figuring out what is happening here when it comes to this fear toxin.
Yeah. And of course it's like Batman immediately makes the connection that, who else would this be? It's got to be the Scarecrow. It's going to be Jonathan Crane. And I love Robin. Well, he's locked up in Arkham, isn't he?
It's like, come on, Robin. I mean, he's still learning, I guess. It's like, so Batman's like, I'm going to have to go visit because something ain't right here. Something ain't right. And then, of course, they're going to visit. And then we get this like guard who's like, of course, not really a guard.
He's not orderly.
Orderly. There you go. And, of course, he's like falling asleep. And then this lady's gonna like, oh yeah, we got food for Crane. And he's like, I got it. And then when she walks away, and of course he makes the joke because it's like a corn in the cob and Scarecrow, we get it. Throws it away. And then of course that's where Batman comes in, where it's like, I forgot exactly what it says. I forgot to write it down.
Crane isn't hungry or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's just like, but then it's just like to the point where it's like, okay, something is up, and this guard knows something. And of course,
oh, by the way, did you? Oh, this is pop quiz too. Who the orderly was?
No, I didn't catch that one.
It was Hamill.
Ah, shit. I mean, obviously, because damn, I should have caught that. Damn it. See, I was good with the Gordon one, not good with this one. I mean, and it's Hamill.
It's Hamill. And what got me was like I was listening to his voice going, did they really bring in Hamill just to do like some random orderly? I didn't realize that when they opened the door, like Joker's there and he has a line. So Hamill was in for the recording session.
So of course they would use him for somebody else. Duh. But you know what's funny about this? It's a cool scene. I really like the scene because it's like, it's Batman in Arkham. He's walking down the hallway and it's like he's walking down his rogues gallery because we have
the musical themes. Like
the
themes.
This is one of the things I think, like in a previous episode, I was like, because it started playing, like, because HBO Max will just continue playing. And I even said, like, I was like, oh yeah, when we get to this certain episode, this is what's going, because I think we were talking about themes. And I really love the fact that each theme as you're going through, you have Joker, you have Poison Ivy, and you have Two-Face.
Yes.
And you have like all their themes start playing. But then, my nitpick is they're all wearing their suits.
Yes,
they're not wearing their
like scrubs.
Yes, yeah. So I'm like, they're all just wearing their suits. Like, you could have just had them at least. But I mean, all right, fine, I'll let that slide. But it just was kind of funny. But because it is a cool little scene where it's literally Batman walking down his rogues gallery, and then the themes change with whoever's showing up, and I thought that was cool. But I was like, come on, at least put him in the Arkham scrubs. Come on, we can at least do that. And then of course he gets to the Scarecrow's cell, and then he's just in a rocking chair. And then of course it's just, and this is what I love too, is like when it was finally revealed that it's just literally a Scarecrow full of straw. Yes. You have the Joker that just is laughing his ass off in his cell. So like, yeah, there you go. So I should have spotted that guy was fucking Hamill, because they needed Hamill for that shot right there.
Yes.
Yeah. Damn.
It's okay. I have to. If I don't beat you in this game at least once, I'm not doing my job, Dave.
It's very true. It's very true. It's very true. You're a teacher. You're teaching. That's what you're doing. That's your ways. That's your ways. I'm the young Padawan here when it comes to this, recognizing voices. So, yeah, that's what I kind of put. I just put Batman passes rogues gallery, and they're all wearing their suits. It's just like, yeah, it's interesting. But so then we cut to the fact that Crane is at like a bookie, and this is what.
And the bookie's got a cigar, dude. Like,
yeah,
I was like, standards and practices missed that one, apparently.
Right, seriously, that's not what you're really supposed to do there. But then again, I mean, he's probably a little crooked,
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if they got away with it because the cigar wasn't lighted.
Probably.
Because we've had so many conversations about what standards and practices wouldn't
true,
and what they would get away with the standards and practices. It's like, I bet you they compromised that the cigar's not lighted.
Yeah, because last episode we talked about the fact that Bullock doesn't have like a cigar, he doesn't have a stogie, but it's a toothpick, which is just, as I guess you could say, aesthetically pleasing when it comes to like that kind of cop. He's got something in his mouth where he's just like, and he could flick it. It's not a cigarette, not a cigar. It's just, but it's something, aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, but yeah, you're right. He did have a cigar, but it wasn't lit. So maybe they had to be like, is this okay? Can
we do this? Can we do this?
And they were probably like, all right, we'll give you that. We'll give you that. It's just kind of funny too, because I remember when the ice cream man would come around, when they had those candy cigarettes.
I had bubble gum cigars.
Yes, that used to be a thing. I mean, like that was a thing where it's just like, I mean, it just was like sugar powder, but it was like there was literally that
candy cigarettes.
Yes. Crazy. And bubble gum cigars. I mean, there's so many, and I remember there was even like, it's kind of funny too, because Chew. Oh yeah, Big League Chew. Dude, that was my thing. I used to put it in my back pocket of my baseball pants, man. And I would just be like, oh no, and it made you feel like a fucking. Oh yeah, dude. I don't even think that's around anymore.
Officially old. We are officially.
Oh, we are.
Did you see that meme that I shared?
Yeah.
Do you remember that meme I shared on Friday where it was like the grandma with the walker, and it's like, I used to buy my comic books at the grocery store. Okay, grandma, whatever you say, let's get you to bed,
dude. And that was such a thing too. You had that rack. You had that rack that was up there by the chick stand, and I remember just being like, yeah. And I'm like, mom, look at the Flash gets shot. I remember that. Oh, I remember freaking out.
Oh no! You know what I was talking to my dad about that I forgot? Like Big B drugs, spinner rack. Back in the day, I didn't get it, but you know what? I actually like touched back in the day. Batman Adventures number 12. the first appearance of Harley Quinn. You want to know how much that book goes for these days?
Fuck, man, I know. That's God. If you could just travel back in time and be like,
no, I have it now.
Yeah, I know.
I have it now,
still.
but I had to do like an eBay purchase.
Yeah.
But to be able to go have the story of no, I bought this.
The fact that you just actually got it from a spin rack.
Spinner rack.
Oh God, man. Oh man, those were the days. Those were the days, guys. Kids, I should say. I remember even like you go to like a candy shop or something like that, and they had like those little even like mini bottles that they were like, it was like root beer flavored or whatever the fuck, but they look like little liquor bottles that you get in like a little mini bar in your fucking, it's like, but you can actually eat them. Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're old. My hip hurts now. I'm like, God damn, my hip hurts now. Jeez.
Well, but we're in a bookie joint where like Crane is like getting like stacks of cat. I also love how he just conveniently like stuffing
he
stacks.
Just put it in. He just puts it in his trench coat. But then of course, the bookie is like, what the hell, man? You've been on a lucky streak. And he just like, yeah. And he goes, well, I call he calls himself Lucky. That's his character, is Lucky. And he says he makes his own luck. But the bookie ain't having it. He ain't having it. And he gets one of his goons to like, let him follow this guy. I don't know. Something's going on right here. So follow him. And of course, the goon's like this big, huge dummy. So yeah, that's not gonna be suspicious at all. You think like he's not gonna notice that this guy is following him? Come on.
Pop quiz number 3.
Oh God, damn it!
The voice of the goon.
What's the boy? I don't know. Is it Conroy?
No. You want to try again?
It's not Efren, is it?
No, it's not Efren.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it was. Who is it? Bullocks?
No.
Whatever. Gotta say it.
It's Tim Curry.
What the fuck, man?
Yes!
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, the goon, Leon's henchman is Tim Curry.
And thank you, Mom. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. Yeah.
And hi, love you. And the Dodgers are losing. Anyways, just for that, I had to say that. See you tomorrow. Anyway, so yeah, I did not catch that. Wow.
I know. I actually had to. I'm going to be honest with you.
You looked at the credits on that one.
I looked at the credits on that one.
Yeah.
And it said additional voices, Tim Curry, and I went,
wow.
Was he the goon? I even listened to the goon. I was like, I couldn't tell, man. I couldn't tell. I had to, I actually had to, hand to God, I had to Google that one.
That's interesting. And if anybody, and anybody who's new with all this and new to Batman the Animated Series, he was the original voice of the Joker before Mark Hamill took over and redubbed some of the stuff, even though, there's a certain episode where you can actually still spot that Tim Curry Joker-like voice, which is cool. This is why we do this, folks. This is why we do this. Anyways, so he follows him to this, like, I guess you could say, like, it's almost like a horse stable kind of.
No, it's exactly a horse stable.
Yeah, it's a horse stable. There's like a show that happened, but it's canceled. So that's where this goon like follows Crane, and then it's kind of funny because like he pulls out like a letter and just kind of just flaps it like in his face.
But you know what? That is so smart because the goon's wearing gloves. So he had to smack him on the face to get it to
absorb it into his skin.
Face. Yes,
exactly.
So I'm like, great writing. Like you knew the character design was going to have gloves.
Yes.
So you had to flick it in his face.
And it's such because he's literally like he's got him, holding him like he does, and then he just and you just see it just in it, and then on this shows you like Crane ain't, he knows what's going on, so he knew how exactly to do it, and then of course he reveals himself, and it's a really cool shot.
Oh, and it's the redesign, and I'm so happy with the redesign. Oh,
no more balloon face, and it's actually teeth and stuff, and there's
like straw hair coming out. Yes.
Oh, it's such a good design. So, and again, this is why we like to do this in production. We like to see the progression of what's going on with all this, and so we get that, and then he reveals on the goon, of course, freaks out, and now we cut to Batman and Gordon, who this guy is now kind of in lockup, I guess you could say, and he's like
in the police
underneath
infirmary
There you go.
Yeah.
It says it in front. He's like underneath his bed, still freaking out. So then I actually going to this is what I love about the show is the Batman and Gordon dynamic. It's almost like Batman already has it figured out, but he's like kind of going like, come on, Gordon, you see what's
he's
going on
being
here.
a dick to Gordon. He's like, put two and two together, Jim. I'm like, wow,
passive aggressive there. That's what are you doing? But I like it. I like the fact that he was just like, come on. I mean, put two and two together.
It's like two and two together. That's one of Leon the Bookie's guys. And word on the street is Leon the Bookie's had to run a bad luck.
Yeah,
and it's just like, okay, Batman.
He's on a good one. He's on a good one in this episode where, he's kind of just like, hey, come on, guys. Do I have to do all the heavy lifting? Come on.
Well, and then this is when he transitions into busting Robin's balls. Like he busts Gordon's balls. And then the next scene, he's busting Robin's balls. I'm like, okay, Batman, be a little bit of a dick. Okay. It's just
right. Oh, that's right. Because we go to the Bat Cave. You're right. Okay, so this is where we're kind of talking about because Robin is still kind of okay. So Robin is now trying to overcome the fear, and there's like it's not really a tightrope. This reminded me of Indiana Jones in the Last Crusades very much. When he takes the leap of faith, I guess you could say, and then it's just like that, just basically just narrow bridge that happens. So Robin is trying to and it's like thankfully Batman showed up because he trips and is about to fall, but Batman grabs him. I'm like, dude, wow, you got some balls, Robin, for trying to try that when you're like all souped up on this fear toxin. Jeez. Yeah. But so when that happens, he's like, so Batman's like, all right, we got to go to the stadium and we're going to find him. And then Robin is still not unsure of himself, but then he just goes like, you could be my eyes outside. I'll drive real slow.
And the Batmobile does. Like it doesn't like
it's not full on like fireball on the back, just and go. No, it's and it's like, but it's just the way that he says it, though.
The way Conroy says it's like,
drive
real slow. It's like, you're 5.
Yeah. I know, man. Yeah, there's a little bit of Batman is just kind of like, all right, come on, guys, come on, help me out here. But he wants to help out his partner. He's like, all right, just be the eyes outside. I'll go inside and we'll be okay. And so we get to the stadium, and yes, it's exactly what's happening. Batman's on the rooftop. Robin's looking through the binoculars, and then he sees Lucky, Crane's alter ego, showing up right there. And then of course he's like, well, what am I going to do? Just sit here? No. So of course Robin goes in, and I like this.
Batman gets the telegram boy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not Lucky.
Yeah.
By the way, pop quiz number 4.
Oh shit! So many voices. Who is that?
The telegram boy.
Who is he? Is a guy? Is a voice that does Dick?
No.
The voice that does Rogers.
Nope.
Whatever. Tell me.
It's Hamill again.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh man, damn it! Damn. See, it's so funny because I was so proud of myself for finding Gordon's voice for that first for the goon, the thief. But now I'm like, man, I'm just like, I'm now 1 for 4. Shit. Damn it. I got to listen.
To be fair, I wouldn't have expected you to get the Tim Curry ones, but no, I'm going to bust your balls.
The Mark Hamill ones. Those are the obvious ones. God dang it. Okay, well.
Son of a biscuit.
Son of a biscuit eating bulldog. Anyways. All right. So we're inside. And this is kind of funny because it's interesting because, all right, so he's following Crane. And then there's like a rack of like uniforms.
Yeah.
And so this one's a little weird because then he hides behind the rack. And then when Scarecrow comes out, I mean, so Robin's behind there, but if you actually see how they're
You can see his
hanging,
legs.
you would be able to see his legs. And then it's kind of funny too. It's almost like Crane knows that he's being followed by Robin because he stops in front of it and removes like the disguise to show his evil face.
Yeah, I know.
I'm almost thinking that he knows that he's back there and he just wants to freak him out. You know, I'm almost like, but it doesn't really work with the story. But I secretly want to think that Crane knows that he's right there. I don't know. It's like, why would you just stop and just do that right there?
I know. That's just one of those, okay, suspension of disbelief. Okay,
yes,
gotcha.
because, obviously it did freak out Rob, and he was like, and it's like, well, dude, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. So,
okay, cool little connection here. So, the Gotham football team, the Gotham Knights. Did you catch who they're playing?
Let's see. Did I write that down? No, I didn't. Shit.
Okay. They're playing the Colonials.
The Colonials. Okay.
Okay. Why I bring this up? Because the Knights play the Colonials years later in an episode of Justice League.
There you go. Nice.
Secret Society Part 2 from the series Justice League in the same continuity. The Knights play the Colonials again. By the way, they're from Boston, according to the Justice League episode.
Interesting.
I just love the fact that they went, like, when they decided to do a football game again,
they kept
years later, literally 10 years
later.
They did a throwback.
That's awesome. Love that. Yeah. See, that's cool. I love, and it's just those little details. It's those little details that we, that like, we love and that we love to point out. And I'm glad that you pointed that out, and once we get done with these and we talk some Batman Beyond, maybe we'll get to the point where we talk Justice League, Superman. I don't know. There's so much animation out there. And then of course we got a new Batman series that we got to wait. So we have time. We have time to maybe even talk. We have a lot of time.
Which is a great time to remember that Superman the Animated Series comes out on Blu-ray.
That's true. Exactly. That's all coming out right there. It's gonna be great to revisit that too, by the way. So we so we're on, we're up in like, these little rafters up in the arena here. And Scarecrow, that's where he kind of just hangs out and watches the games, apparently. And then so first off, he tried to put some of that powder in the QB's helmet this time, the leather helmet, by the way. And so Robin actually found that and went, all right, fuck that. I'm going to clean all that out. So then we have the QB who's actually having a phenomenal game.
Like the game of his career. I was like,
he's like running in for a touchdown, and Scarecrow's like, what the hell?
400 yards passing. It's like,
it's just like he's just totally just losing his shit. So then of course Batman shows up. I didn't write down the line that he says. Did you write down the line? He says,
I did not write down the line.
Yeah,
no.
I forgot to write down the line. He says something Batman-esque, and then of course they have this like showdown, and then of course Scarecrow has a vial of the powder that he's threatening to just drop. He's threatening to drop on the crowd where everybody can just start freaking out. There could be pure chaos that happens in this game with the crowd.
Can I ask you a question though?
Okay.
Did you really get the sense that little test tube worth of powder would affect that large of a crowd if we're talking about aerosol dispersal?
Yeah. So I was kind of wondering about that too, because then I'm like, because this whole time this toxin is just something that has to be absorbed through the skin. First off, so I'm kind of going, okay, is this vial like something different that's just literally gonna just be like almost like a bomb drop where it goes and it just starts filling the arena? See, they don't really explain that. So this whole time we're talking about a fear toxin that has to be absorbed through the skin. So I'm kind of like, it's kind of like, wait, is this something like new that's actually going to be a full-on aerosol, airborne, and it's just going to fill the whole arena? Yeah, it's not really explained.
And of course, when I'm a kid, did I give a shit?
No, of course not.
No,
because you're seeing a showdown between Batman and Scarecrow,
and he's got a test tube he's going to drop.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
These are the questions that we as almost middle-aged men ask of a kid's cartoon. Yes. Okay.
Exactly.
We're acknowledging that.
Exactly. Yeah, we're totally. We're again, my hip hurts. Anyways. So then when he drops it too, there's like another platform that it actually lands on, and it's like, you goofed up, Crane. But
also, by the way, it's a glass test tube. How did it not break on that?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, another nitpick. But this is the clip that I wanted to show, because what's really cool about this scene,
the parallel,
the parallels to the football game that happened. Yes, that's why I was like, all right, this is the clip we're gonna show. Because it's really cool, the fact that they do a little parallel to what's happening with the football game. And I was like, all right, this is cool. And then, of course, we're going to see, poor Robin's face. He's worried. But yeah, this is it right here. So he's got to summon the courage to just even go up the ladder. Get a grip. Beautiful score. Come on, Robin. You could do it.
What guarantee do I have you won't follow me?
You have my word, Scarecrow. Just don't drop the vial.
Just jump.
Actually, Batman, I'd prefer a little insurance that you'll be otherwise.
I love the voice actor for Scarecrow.
So do I.
Such a good job.
Drops it. Luckily, it was just on another platform, which is like, what is that platform? And you even got the crowd going, and Robin just trying his best. And then there's just a random box of bulbs.
I know. Yeah.
See?
I love the crowd reaction, right?
I know, the crowd reaction is just fumble.
Disaster for Gotham.
Disaster for Gotham.
Wait, look at that.
Swinging Robin like a Robin.
What a recovery.
And you totally just did a Batman Forever reference, and I'm going to smack you for that.
Totally did. I know. I totally did. And then, and then
I also snagged a helmet that had some of this in it.
Looks like you got a handle on your problem.
Let me give you exposition in case you kids didn't figure out what I did earlier.
Right? Oh, he's so proud of himself, though. That's the thing.
He does sound like a proud little boy.
He does.
Look, Daddy, look what I did.
What I did. I got the bad guy.
Oh, and that's Lauren Lester's great actor, not busting his balls. Like he delivered the line that was written for him. Okay.
Exactly. You work with what you're given when it comes to dialogue. So then of course we get we're back to Bruce and Dick at Wayne Manor, and and then basically we're seeing like Rogers is back. He's back and he's totally fine too. And then
got drafted in the first round.
Got drafted in the first round. And then it's like the whole thing is like, oh yeah, I wish I could tell him how I feel. And then Bruce just goes, well, you can always send him a telegram.
Okay. You're being a dick again, Batman. You're being a dick again.
He is like, man, he was on a good one. Bruce was on a good one when it comes to this episode. He was just like busting balls left and right. He really was. But it's funny. It was good. It's a really good episode. It's
a fantastic episode.
It really is.
Beautiful animation. Lots of, it's a good episode the longer we go. Like when we've got more to talk about. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. When we get to like an hour, we know it's a good episode. I mean, and we still got, way more episodes too that are like good, because guess what's next week, guys? Set your clocks. We have the Clock
King.
God, I really
love this episode.
Oh, so do I. Dude, Clock King episodes are great. I want to see this guy in live action in the movies. I'm like, when?
And by the way, I'm not sure if people are aware. I'm going to go ahead and I'll say this again next week for the episode.
Okay.
But cool little thing about the Clock King, a Bill Finger creation for the 66 series.
There it is.
Bill Finger wrote an episode of the 66 show that was the creation of Clock King.
There you go. There's your trivia right there. See, I didn't even know that. I didn't know the history of Clock King. I was before next episode, I was gonna be like, where did this guy show up at first? But there you go, right there. Bill Finger. So good. I even love that he's just like a dude, got the top hat, but his glasses have like
it's a bowler
hands. Is that what that's called?
It's a bowler hat, yeah.
Bowler hat. There you go. But then I love it how his glasses have like the watch
the clock
on.
Hands, right? He's got the umbrella.
He reminds
me of like the dad from Mary Poppins.
kind of does. He's got that sense to him, but man, does he fuck with some things, man. I tell you what, I mean,
and we're going to talk about as a kid, and I will bring this up in next week's, but I felt genuine empathy for the Clock King based on what happens to him in next week's episode. Like,
exactly.
And I feel like the Clock King episodes don't get, especially this
Enough
first
praise.
one. Enough praise. Like it's one of those ones that, I know underrated is an overused phrase these days, but it's like, this is a good one.
Yes, it really is. He's a good villain. That's why I'm like, when are we going to see a live action? I mean, come on. There's there's some things you could do here. Just reference these episodes that happen here in Batman the Animated Series. And you're just like, yeah, there's some things you could really do. I mean, oh man. Yeah. So that's going to be a good episode to talk about. So make sure you guys watch that. And anything else to add to this episode that we've
rung this one out, but it's great episode. It is probably, if we're talking Scarecrow episodes, I think this is my favorite Scarecrow episode.
No, it's good.
The next one that he's in is because we got another Scarecrow episode like 2 like we don't go too long.
Coming up close, huh?
I think it's actually 1 or 2 after next week's, because I know Clock King. I think the next one after that's Appointment in Crime Alley.
Dreams of Darkness.
Yeah, that's Scarecrow episode. So that's like
So that's like we got Clock King, we got Appointment in Crime Alley, which that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. And then oh man, the thing just like I lost. Oh yeah, Clock King. Yeah, and then we got Mad as Hatter, then Dreams in Darkness. So
we got
about a month away.
Yeah,
about 4 weeks away. We got another Scarecrow episode. So yeah, there you go.
One is going to be really funny considering that we've all seen Batman Begins now.
Right? That's true, man. That's what's so great about revisiting this stuff. So anyways, guys, like I said, watch the Clock King episode. That is next week's. That's what we're going to be. That's and Eric's like, man, you know what? Not a bad choice for a live action.
That is actually not
really good.
That's really good choice.
That's really good.
I would stand that casting.
That's right. And he's going to be, isn't he in Last Night in Soho? That's coming out this week.
Oh,
can't wait to see
playing the same character as Terrence Stamp.
Ooh, yeah. See, I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, obviously we got Army of Thieves that's coming out this week. But a lot of us are just going to that virtual premiere thing that's happening.
It's actually why I wanted to snag a ticket to the virtual premiere because heads up, I won't be at the Vodka stream next Friday because I will be watching Last Night in Soho.
There you go right there. So yeah, and I'm gonna be because I was kind of hoping for that too, where I was like, all right, can I get like a little bit of an early access because I want to see this Last Night in Soho too. So thankfully that's gonna be happening. So that's cool. So anyways, guys, appreciate you guys sticking with us. Go ahead, Scott, plug yourself.
Of course, you can find me on Twitter at ScottDC27. You can find my podcast, the DC Squadcast, wherever podcasts can be found. We're on Vero, Facebook, YouTube, with the entire network of shows at squadcastmedia.com. I'm here every Saturday with this guy talking Batman, the animated series, but you can also tune in tomorrow night on the ACS Universe channel, where I will be one of many guests on the world's finest episode discussing Dune again. Because apparently, what I've determined, Dave, is that I'm like the one guy that everyone and our friends knows Scott reads books.
Yeah. When it comes to you, it's like, this is based on a book, so we need
Scott.
Yeah, Scott. I know. Yeah, that's basically what's happening. Is everybody's just like, when it comes to this, they're yelling out, Scott. That's pretty much what's happening right there. You gotta love that. Though. Anyways, guys, yes. So make sure you guys check out the Clock King, and we'll be talking about that next Saturday. And subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up before you leave. We got the members. If you want to become a member, do that. And then of course the Patreon stream is coming up in about 15 minutes. So if you want to be part of that, obviously you patrons. Hopefully you'll come on and we'll talk some movies and whatnot for a couple of hours. But if you want to join that, by all means, join the Patreon. And then, of course, merchandise down below, which has a Batman the Fan-imated t-shirt, which is great. soft. It's great. It actually very much is like this kind of tri-blend right here, this color and everything. So anyways, guys, we'll talk to you. Well, same bat time, same bat channel. Well, maybe not, because time's always
we've got all the time in the world.
Oh, there you go. A little preview for what's happening. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later.